All right, real quick. Moses Lake, there's two Mackie SRM 450s right here on their back facing up with a blanket over top. The two tripods for the trussing go up on it, and then the two T-bars for it. 8 trussing. And then you have your table and you can't see it, but this is your DJ case, the black one. And then you have your DJ Now lights, and then you have the ray tracers, and you have these lights to put in, but I wanted to show this first. So not very many lights. And then you have your, from this side, you're going to put in this upside down, the cart, the first cart, you're going to put upside down, turn, and it will go back, laying on the trussing. It fits perfect. And this one's sideways, and it won't move because down here on the sub, the handle holds it. And then your backpack on top, so you can get it to the front from here if you need to, the side pocket. So the two subs, one on that side, the 8 trussing. We'll walk around the car real quick. Disco ball. The cables should be nicer in the bags, but we'll explain that in a second. And then you bring to Moses Lake 4 of these kind of surge protectors, 4 of these, and then the wind up for all your black cables, all your IACs and XLRs, which should fit. They all fit in these 3 bags. Your 3 logic case bags, they fit in there. And then your cable for power on top of the trussing, and the 2 sets of IAC for the lights for the trussing. And the rest of the cables that are extra should be in there. So then you got your sub, and then these 2 in here, yeah. And then you have your two, don't forget your 2 posts for the Mackies. And then these lights will go in there. You put a blanket down, and then you put the strobe, and the poles, and a few lights on top of this right here. So you put a blanket down, put some lights up here, and then you could put some lights on those bags on the other side behind the front seat, and even in the front seat. So yeah, that's how you do Moses Lake. It was a big show. Yeah, how to pack for Moses Lake.